Assalamualaikum, my name is Asma Ayuni binti Muhammad Nordin, and today our group will be presenting our research report. So this is our group members. So our research title is When Motivation Factors Are Most Influential in Predicting Adherence to Long-Term Activity. So this study focuses on the motivational aspect that drive athlete at UiTM predicts, particularly in relation to age and gender. So we have two main research objectives for this study. The first objective is to determine the relationship between age and gender on motivational factor for physical activity among UiTM per-list athletes. So the second objective is to examine and compare the motivating factor between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation among these athletes. So moving on to our research hypothesis. For our first hypothesis, we have the null hypothesis stating that there is no significant relationship between age and gender on motivational factor for physical activity among UiTM per-list athletes. And our alternative hypothesis suggests that there is a significant relationship between these variables. So for our second hypothesis, the null hypothesis state that there is no significant differences in the motivating factor between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation among UiTM per-list athletes. So the alternative hypothesis, however, indicates that there is a significant differences in these motivating factors. So this hypothesis will guide our research methodology and data analysis.
Okay, now firstly go to file, open data and put the data that you have been doing in Excel. Make sure there are no mistake and error. Okay, now open. Okay, now the data has been opened. Right now, go to variable view, go to gender. Okay, do as like what I did. First is value 1 is male, second is female, and then okay. After that, go to type of sport. Q1. The first one is not at all true for me. Okay, the last first one not at all true for me. And then add another column, value to the put number value is 7 is very true for me. And then okay, after that copy that Q1 until Q30. After that go to measure Q1 to Q30, change it to the ordinate. After that we would like to go to the scoring. Okay, scoring, go to transform, compute variable.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nordilia Iman Aisyah binti Rosli. So now I am going to show and explain regarding the manual scoring process of this study. After ensuring all the data has been keyed in correctly, we will start with the manual scoring process. First, click transform, then select compute variable. Enter the first variable name, which is interest, and sum up the selected question 2, question 7, question 11, question 18, question 32, question 26, and question 29. Next, add new variable, which is competence. Sum up the question 3, 4, 8, 9, 12, 14 and 25. Question 5, 10, 17, 20, 24 and 27 will sum up to indicate the variable for appearance. Last but not least, sum up the question 1, 13, 16, 19 and 23 for the component variable for fitness. Lastly, sum up the question 6, 15, 21, 28 and 30 for the component for social. Next, I am going to show and explain the descriptive statistic for each demographic data. First, click analyze, then click descriptive statistic and choose frequency. Add age, gender and also type of sport to the variable column, and the output for the the output for the descriptive statistics are produced. The first table shows that 60 participants has participated in the study. Table 2 reveals the number of participants, female and male, in the study. For males, there are 37 participants. Meanwhile, for female, there are 23 participants. Next is age. Based on the table descriptive statistics, it shows that most participants are aged from 22 and 23, and the lowest is 21 and 26. For type of participation, based on the descriptive statistics table, it shows that participants who play football is the highest, which is 15, and followed by netball, which is 10 participants. So lastly, this is the explanation for the descriptive statistics for each variable. Based on the study, the interest scores the highest, which is 41.55 in mean, followed up by the competence with 40.68 in means, appearance 30.72 in means, fitness is 39.47, and lastly, social score the lowest in the study, which is 35.53.
For the normality of test, first click Analyze and then choose Descriptive Statistic and then click Explore. So for the dependent list, click Interest, Competence, Appearance, Fitness, and lastly is Social. So for the factor list, choose Gender. Then click Statistic, tick Outliers and then click Continue. Then click Plots, then tick the normality plot with test and press continue and then press OK. So this is result for normality of test that use Kolmogorov. So some variables indicates that p-value less than 0.05, which is 5 of 10, and then another 5 is more than the p-value is more than 0.05. So the result indicates that several variables deviate significantly from a normal distribution, that thus violating the assumption of normality. So we assume that from this test, the data is not normally distributed.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amaluddin Diaul Haj bin Kuseri. So firstly, I will show you the test that will be used to find the result for research objective 1, which is the relationship between age and gender towards motivation for physical activities. So the data that has been collected, and we have used the Kolmogorov test to find the distribution and find that the distribution of the data is not normal. So, and to find the find the result from that research objective, we find that the most suitable one that meet all the assumption is Spearman correlation test. So I will show you how to do Spearman correlation test in SPSS. So we will go to Analyze, and then we will go to Correlate. Okay, correlate, we take bivariate. Okay, and then we will put the variables that will be calculated, which is gender and age, the one that we want to find the relationship. And we tick the box of Spearman to tail. Okay, and then press OK. Okay, so this is the result from the test, which show that the p-value is 0.05 and the significance is 0.047, which is less than the p-value. So from this data, we can conclude that there is not much significant of relationship between the age and gender for physical activities. So age and gender doesn't determine the motivation for physical activities. Okay, so the next one that I will show you is for to find the result for research objective 2, which is the objective 2 is to find which one is more motivated towards athletes, either intrinsic motivation or extrinsic motivation. So as I've mentioned before, the data is not normal distribution, and the test that is made or its assumption is Wilcoxon test. So I will show you how to do the Wilcoxon test. Okay, So firstly, we will go to analyze, and then we will find non-parametric test. Okay, we will use the non-parametric test, legacy dialogues, and we'll find the two related samples. Okay, this is the two related samples. Okay, so in the variable box, we will fill in all the dependent variables that we have and pair it with each other. So we have 5 dependent variables, which is interest, competence, appearance, fitness, and social. So interest and competence is intrinsic motivation, while the other 3, appearance, fitness, and social, is extrinsic motivation. So we will pair it with each one to see the differences, the correlation. Okay, so firstly we have as you can see, I already input interest and I pair it with competence, and then I insert interest again and pair it with appearance, and insert interest again and pair it with fitness, and so on until each of these variables are paired with each other. So as I go on, I use competence next with appearance, and lastly we have fitness paired with social, and then we'll tick the Wilcoxon box. Okay, and then press OK. Okay, so this is the result from the test. Okay, to find the result, we watch the test statistic table, which has showed the assumed significant total, which the data has been calculated, and as you can see, all of it is less than p-value 0.05. However, fitness and appearance variables has achieved the highest significance, which is 0.025. We show that the highest motivation towards athletes on motivation for physical activities is for fitness and appearance. So this is the official statistic for the data. So that's all for me. Thank you.